What's good? What's good? What's good? Passport Bros, man. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. So I got a special guest today, man. We're gonna talk about why do some men view seeking women abroad as a last resort versus considering it an alternative option. And also we're gonna kind of dig into this notion of men traveling overseas being quote unquote defeated. You know what I mean? So I definitely want y'all input and y'all thoughts and input, man. So we're gonna get it right after the intro.
Yeah. Got the flight book, it's a library. I'm in that deal. Just took a flight to Bora and foreign cars like foreigners. Berry on her. Up in France, bitch, bonjour. I been come to go so we going Paris tomorrow. Only Paris we carry, spin at the mall. We doing singing Malone. My diamonds be saying, add some more change. That's the same alone. Dripping all the way from home and taking the wrong. Got the flight book, it's a library. We ain't flying solo. Tune in to the show. It's the Passport Bros. No excuse entertainment. Jay Slay on the show. Turn it up some more. It's the Passport Bros.
Yo. What's good, Kings of Dreams?
What's going on? What's going on, man? You almost had me. You caught me right at the tail end of it because I was up there vibing to the beat, man. It's all good, though, man. What is going on, man? Passport Bro Podcast, No Excuse Entertainment, my brother. I'm here. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir, man. So before we get underway, man, I've been seeing you going heavy in these YouTube streets, man. Making your rounds around YouTube, man. With some mutual people we know in the space, man. So just so guys that don't know, hold on. I think I got a little echo. On somebody end. On your end, I think. You good?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Give me 1 minute.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know where that's coming from.
You don't have any anything playing in the background, do you?
No, I have all of my notifications and my volume on mute. Hold on.
You got headphones?
Let me know if it's still me. I'm gonna mute myself.
Yeah, it's definitely on your end. If you got headphones, try that. I'm gonna put mine in. But yeah, let me know if the audio good on y'all end, people.
Yeah, that's my bad. Someone was calling me on Instagram, and I forgot that I had the Instagram open on my laptop as well. That's my bad.
Okay.
Yeah, we good to go. Sorry about that, man.
All right, cool. No, but yeah, man, you've been making your rounds on YouTube, man. On a lot of brothers that I know and collab with before, man. So just let us know about your channel, what your aim is, and what type of message that you're trying to get, to the people.
So my channel is Kings and Dreams, as you can see at the bottom. I started my channel last year, late July. And what my channel is about is motivation, lifestyle, and travel. And so what my goal for my channel is really just to talk about the traveling as far as really educating yourself with different parts of the countries that we're going to, the food, the culture. And I do touch on like the romantic scene, a bit. Then when it comes to motivation, just really having these conversations amongst men. And then also I invite women as well when it comes to mental health, physical health, financial stability, and then also interrelation dynamics. Okay. And then lifestyle, just kind of curtails into all of that.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Let me shout out the chat real quick. Kenny Peoples, what it do? The homie K Horton, salute. I see Grover Reese in the building. Let's go.
Salute, salute.
Man, what up, Poppy Blanco? What's good, man? He said how everyone's doing. And then Better Biatches. Hi, family. What's good? What's good?
What's going on? What's going on? Appreciate all everyone popping through and who will pop through in a minute. So I did send the link out, so a couple of people are gonna pop through.
Oh, for sure, no doubt. So yeah, I know when I spoke to you initially, I know you mentioned that you like to do like red pill topics as well.
Right.
In addition to travel topics. Just so guys may not know, what countries have you traveled to so far?
So the countries that I've traveled to, been to Colombia, Canada, Aruba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Bermuda. I always feel like every time when I say this, like I'm always like missing one or two. But yeah, I think I got it. Did I say Canada?
Yeah.
I did say Canada. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, and so in 2023, so I'm traveling to all new countries that I haven't been to before.
Okay. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. And y'all out there, man, if y'all not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, Kings and Dreams, his channel link is in the description and title as well. And if you haven't checked out the Passport Bros podcast 2023 country list, make sure y'all check that video out, man. So y'all got some countries y'all can explore that's been vetted. So we're gonna get underway. I see a question: How is Dominican Republic and Colombia environment like? I would say right now, I'm more of a, I'm more of a Colombia guy, so to speak. But I would say that Colombia is right now it's the number one. I would say the number one travel country on this side of the world. Like it's number one in tourism right now. The environment in Colombia and certain major cities, there has been an uptick of like druggings and robberies. Because guys. Guys aren't moving. They're not adapting to the environment, I should say, so to speak. But Colombia is still the number one choice for a lot of men. Cartagena is, it's a lot of things to get into in Cartagena, Medellin. But there's a lot of conversations and topics around that. DR is cool, but DR has become a little bit more expensive for guys that's used to going with a certain budget in mind. So DR is still DR, but the type of traveler going to DR right now, I would say a traveler that kind of doesn't mind spending more money. So you just have a different wave of travelers in DR right now. Let's see, KBB 3055. He said DR is crazy in DR right now. What part are you in? TSG Uncut. What up?
What's going on? My man Sean is in the building. Salute, brother.
Man, salute, man. So I'm gonna give you kind of my first question and talking point of the night, man.
Sure.
So I want to first talk about defeat. Because that is in my opinion, that's kind of like the shaming language or shaming stigma they want to put in regards to Passport Bros. And just for the audience, for context, I'm just going to kind of throw out some definitions of defeat. So defeat could mean one or two things. It could mean demoralized and overcome by adversity. So what does that mean? That's basically meaning like you gave up and you can't handle adversity. Something a lot of dating coaches will try to use. And then another definition is frustration by nullification or by prevention of success, meaning that you can't succeed. You wasn't successful in, let's say, dating or relationships, and you're frustrated by that, which there are a lot of brothers frustrated, but when you started traveling, or the reason why you started traveling, did you feel defeated?
No, not at all. So, a little bit about me. What a lot of people may not know is that I've been traveling since I was 3 years old. So, I've had a passport basically since I was a baby.
Hmm.
So, I was not a passport bro. I was a passport baby. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
yeah. So, with me traveling, like this hasn't been anything new to me. It wasn't like I got into a bad relationship, bad breakup, bad marriage, or anything of that sort, or just like in some sort of financial crisis to where like I was unable to live in the United States, where I had to relocate to something that would be more affordable. It wasn't anything like that for me. It was always I always wanted to explore different cultures, different people. Like even me when I was growing up in New York City, like growing up in New York City, like I would travel to upstate New York, like I would be in like different parts of like the Albany area, or when I was living in North Jersey, like I would go to like Central South Jersey, Philadelphia, Delaware. Like, so basically, what I'm trying to say is getting out of my element is something that I've always done.
Hmm.
So with this passport bro movement, it wasn't anything like where I felt defeated. You know what I mean?
Okay. So since you understand like red pill, so to speak, why, I guess, what would you say? What do you have to say about people that want to say that guys that travel can't, aren't able to overcome adversity? Whether it's if guys feel like they don't have the money to obtain a type of woman, they don't know how to overcome that, or are guys or do you see a lot of guys that travel? Are they frustrated because they haven't obtained the level of success that they have? Like, is that a sign of defeat, or just or I look at it as reality? But I want your opinion on that.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, part of it is true, but the thing is, the most important part is that whatever a man decides to do with his resources shouldn't be anybody's business but that man's own. As long
Hmm.
as it's not affecting anyone, and if it's not affecting anyone, then shouldn't be a problem. And I understand why some dating coaches may say that. You also have to think of it kind of like a tongue-in-cheek comment, because they also have a service that they provide, right? So if one of the main things that they are helping men with is to be able to uh, have confidence or game, if you will, to be able to obtain woman, and the man is going overseas using his resources
Hmm.
to, whether it be to obtain woman, different lifestyle, whatever it is. So the person who has that product may feel some type of way about that.
Right.
So you got to look at it like that. Now, again, I'm not saying all dating coaches, because there are some that I'm very cool with, and then there are some where it's like, all right, like I could smell your nonsense coming a mile away,
Right.
right? So, long story short, if the man has the money and the resources, and if that's what he so chooses to do, then mind your business. That's just the way I look at
Right. Basically, dick policing, as we would say.
it. Yeah.
So this is something that had really struck a nerve with me like a few years ago.
Hmm.
So on Facebook, I think I made a comment. Sometimes I make little slick remarks about foreign women and this and that, right? And I would say a guy that's kind of like a close brother of mine. He made, we was kind of going back and forth on Facebook, because he was like, because he basically made the assertion like, you going overseas, that to make you feel like you bigger, or that you got power over somebody, and
Hmm.
then pretty much used the word like weak. You know what I mean? Like I think, well, basically saying like I think it's weak for men to go or to feel like they should go to another country to obtain something that they think that you should obtain in the United States. And obviously I didn't agree with that, but it speaks volumes to a lot of guys that either don't understand or don't want to understand. And this is why I want to bring up that topic, because there's a lot of people that there's a lot of men that feel like it's weak to go overseas to explore your options. You know, what do you have to say about that?
Well, what I think is weak is if a man is going overseas. Yeah, that logo is fire, by the way. But I think that if a man is going overseas exercising his option, that's not being weak. What I will say though, if a man is giving up his resources to a woman and she's bleeding him dry and he can't even pay his rent, his car note, whatever it is. Basically, what I'm saying is that you are giving up your resources to please this woman, but you're not taking care of your business, then that's weak. Yeah. So, like, if guys are going overseas and they want to monger and pay for play, they want to have the GFE, girlfriend experience, that's what the acronym means. Hey, go ahead. But you better make sure that you are taking care of your business, because don't think that if you are behind on the rent, you know, little Maria, she can't do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? You know, you in Thailand, you know what I mean? Like Ling Ling, she can't do nothing for you. So, you know what I mean? You have to make sure that you are taking care of your business as a man. So if you want to go and do what you do, hey, have fun, be safe, enjoy yourself. But the thing is, what annoys me is, or disappoints me, I don't want to say annoyed, but what disappoints me is when some brothers will go overseas and lose their mind and basically get drained of all their resources.
I've seen it a lot, man. I met a guy, I know a guy, man. I run into him sometimes, man. He was like, bro, I probably maxed out on like 50,000 in credit card.
Right. What? Wait, what?
Like 50 racks in like credit card debt, traveling, man. I'm like,
yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's weak, because the thing is that you're giving up your resources. You're giving up your resources, and now, like, how are you gonna pay that $50,000 back?
By not well, he said he's not gonna travel for like a year to pay off bills, but it's just like,
because he can't. Yeah, it's not like, it's not like he's saying like, oh yeah, man, I can't do it or whatever. I just don't feel like it. No, you got to work overtime. You got to do OT. You know what I mean? Like, you got to work at the bank. You got to be an Uber driver. You got to be one of those grocery shoppers. You got to do a whole bunch of things to pay off that 50 grand. You can't travel nowhere. What you mean? Oh, I'm gonna lay back for a year. Of course. Come on, my G. You gotta lay off for a year. You gotta pay that 50. You gotta pay that 50K back.
That's crazy, man.
Come on, man. Don't play yourself. I'm not gonna travel for about a year. You can't travel for about a year.
Let me see. TSG Cut said normal men are invisible to these women. Facts. He said now they care about what those men are doing. That's delusional. Yeah, man. Now they want to be nosy.
Right, exactly.
He said I have a video upcoming about a man who was destroyed financially, dealing with his MW. What's that?
Oh, with his modern woman.
Oh, modern woman. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not a good feeling.
I know Sean personally, so I know how he talks. yeah, it's all good though. Yeah.
He said you're right about
that. You can't go over there and lose your mind. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like exactly. Right. Exactly. 50K. Yeah. And dude go talk about, I'm gonna lay back for a year. Brother, listen, You go listen, man. Now I'm Jamaican. He gonna have to be Jamaican too. You know, like the joke they always say Jamaicans got like 7, 8 jobs. Yeah, brother, you gonna have to have 7 to 8 jobs.
No, that's a hell of a withdrawal, bro. I used to have withdrawals after like a month, bro. A year,
right? Yeah, 50,000 man.
I was like, man. I mean, I done made some. I done splurged on some times, you know what I mean. But I would never let myself get like that.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like as long as like the stuff that you need to pay for is taken care of, handle your business.
Right.
You know, but like if it's got to be bad, if it's got to be so bad that you got to start putting stuff on your credit card to the point where you can't just pay it back. And that's the thing. That's why, like, I don't want to go down this financial rabbit hole because I know we talk about traveling. But the thing is that like what a lot of people get, why they get into credit card debt is because they put so many things on their credit card that they can't pay back. Like one of the things and I'll give you guys this a little bit and we'll kind of get back into the conversation. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that I will say is that here's a little cheat code for y'all. Get one of those like, $300 limit credit card or whatever the case is. Buy something like, once a week that you can pay back and watch your credit score skyrocket. Bro, let me tell you, like about 3 or 4 years ago, my credit score was lower than 500. Right now, I'm at 850. So I'm saying you can do that. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Flyboy Way, and I've had I've had conversations with Flyboy about credit score and all that. You know what I mean?
What up, Flyboy?
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? And like the thing is, don't put yourself in a position to where like you're playing defense. You're a man. You need to be playing offense. Don't be playing defense.
No, facts, man. Yeah, I know a lot of crazy stories, man. I'll probably share some things, but in general though, I want to say, man, like the reason why Passport Bros don't feel defeated because people want to talk about outcomes in the United States. Nothing is preventing us from getting the outcomes we want because we could go other places for the outcomes we want. We don't have to get the outcomes we want in the U.S. and that's one thing a lot of these guys don't understand. They want to focus on being successful and overcoming adversity in the United States. You overcome it by getting your passport and getting on a flight. That's how I overcame my adversity.
Right. Yeah.
Tim Howard, man, what's up, man? Appreciate the $5.
Yes, my man Tim Howard is in the building. Salute, my guy. Salute, my guy.
Yeah, even though he don't like when I be hating on Brazil, but But
yeah, so you're not a Brazil guy, huh?
I mean, I fuck with Brazil, but I keeps it real. I keeps it real on Brazil. I tell a good, bad, and an ugly man. Yeah.
I love credit hero stories. Yeah, man, absolutely. And got my credit to 800. Oh, he might have said something before. I might have missed that one.
Oh yeah, he said, I'm going so damn fast. Oh, that was somebody else. Went from 460 to 720.
Oh man, that's what's up. Salute to you.
So yeah, man. So we not defeated. I just wanted to clear that notion. It's nothing about being defeated because we winning overseas. We winning some wherever we winning at, we winning somewhere. So I want to put that out there. So the next question I wanted to ask you is why do some men feel ashamed or weak, meaning liable to break or give away under pressure? So I want to kind of focus on like these definitions too. So to be weak means to liable to basically break or give away under pressure. basically meaning that we can't, we can't handle pressure, which I take offense to that a little bit. If they travel because they didn't get the outcomes they want in the Matrix. So do you, from what you've seen, the guys traveling and guys being done with the Matrix as far as dating relationships, what do you see anything in regards to men not being able to handle pressure, whether it's financial pressure or whatever type of pressure these people, these women or dating coaches try to say is step your game up or get your money up?
Here's the deal. Like as I said, like a lot of them have a service or a product, if you will, to sell. So you have to take what they're saying and tongue-in-cheek comment, right? Because it's affecting their business.
What if it's a homeboy? What if it's one of your homeboys in the US that just think that you can't handle the pressure in the United States?
Like me, Kings and Dreams? Or you talk about someone like outside of me.
Somebody you went to, let's say somebody you went to high school with that you cool with, but they not really feeling like
they couldn't say that to me. They couldn't say that to me. They don't know my brand. Hey, listen, man. Listen, if Flyboy, if you still here, we have to do a live or back in the day. Like, you know how Flyboy does. Hey, Flyboy, you know how you do story time? We got to do story time on your channel and really let people know like how we were lit back then and we lit now. So this wasn't, like I said, this wasn't anything new to us or whatever when it comes to getting women. Stateside, outside, next door, around the corner. Listen, I could get it, doesn't matter where I'm at. But I have that confidence in myself. So I would say this, right? So if this is someone who's speaking to their friend, and I'll take myself out of it, I would say to that, like, you're not being a good friend, because wouldn't you want your friend happy? Especially as men, we are men and we have to compete as men every day. So the thing is that, like, in the workforce, especially us being melanin, we have that on us, right? So the thing is that if we have all of these things, then if we have all of these things going against us and we want to come home to peace, and if we're not able to find that peace, then let us, then let us go wherever we want to find that peace. So whether it be overseas or whether we move to another state, doesn't matter. As long as we are happy finding that peace, us as men, that's the most important thing. Like, do you know how many men? Okay, RIP to DJ Twitch. You know what I mean? 40-year-old man. Deleted himself. You know what I mean? Like, man, that's man, that's sad. You know what I mean? And hey, Khalil, cut that out, man. I'm being serious right now, man. I know you be trolling and being funny. I don't want to be funny right now. This is serious. But listen, that's my man. I know him. But listen, so the thing is that there's a lot of men. There are a lot of men that have deleted themselves. So it's like, listen, if these men are able to find comfort and peace, then let them find comfort and peace, whether it's in the States or outside of the States. That's
true. If he was being funny, I was gonna respond to that just in general though, because it is some people that have a stereotype about guys that travel where they broke, dusty, things of that nature. Most of the guys,
listen. Sorry, go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say most of the guys that I see and know trouble. One you gotta be able to make decent bread and be able to manage money to even travel consistently overseas. I know a lot of guys that are, whether they're college educated, they got some type of hustle, they grind. So as far as not handling pressure, most passport bros make decent money. You know what I mean? So making money, ain't the issue. there's some guys that have been in the military. You know what I mean? That is something that takes a lot of dealing with adversity and pressure. You know, like I said, this guys working IT, like highly, you know, I know highly educated brothers, man. So this notion that you know, people that guys are weak or guys don't have this and that going on in the US is false. Like even myself, for example, right? I used to be that person that didn't make a lot of money, maybe 40,000 a year, and trying to have a nice car and a nice apartment, spending all my money on that. I was I used to go to the barbershop every week, buy an outfit every time I get paid. Yeah, I used to do that, but I felt like it wasn't worth it. So now I'm making over six figures. I haven't bought it. I still got the same car I had 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, but I have a house.
Right.
I travel. I don't go shopping. I don't buy shoes every time I get paid no more. But when I approached women back then, when I didn't have no money, I looked like Fresh Money, and maybe got certain attention and things like that. But when I started when I started making more money, I didn't want that stuff. And then women look at me like I'm broke or dusty, but I make over six figures. You don't know that. So that's the point I want to get to. Like a lot of people, they don't know our personal situations. You know what I mean? But I see it. I see what guys are doing, man, and guys and most passport bros are handling their business.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, especially the ones who I communicate with, they're doing, I don't know. I think maybe I would say maybe 3 or 4 of them don't make like six figures, but they're close. They're close. They're like 75, 80, or maybe close to like 85 or whatever. But these aren't like, and I don't want to diminish anyone that does work there, but these aren't like someone that's just working at a drive-through. You know what I mean? Like this isn't someone that's just like flipping burgers. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't like, these are men that actually like work hard. Now, if you are able to do that consistently and travel consistently, I'm talking about, then as you mentioned, you have to have some sort of means to you. Charles Jones, my guy's in the building. What's up, brother? What is up?
What's good, bro? No, you got to see TSG and Cuss said that's smart. That's how people with money keep money and make more money. It's called discipline. I'm gonna share something with y'all real quick about this. So, where I work at, right? So I work. You know what I mean? So I'm a chemist. I'm a chemist by trade. So I work around mostly most of my colleagues are like white, right?
Yep.
We all make pretty much the same amount of money. When my black ass go to lunch, right? I'm either going out to eat, or I'm either getting some fast food, or maybe I done cook something. I done cooked a meal for a week or something like that. But it's usually pretty. I spend a lot of money at Whole Foods.
Okay.
These people, when they at lunch, they eating peanut butter jelly sandwiches, ramen noodles, cereal. Yeah. And I'm looking like my lunch is probably about $15, $20. Y'all lunch is about $2.
Right.
So that's discipline, because they make a lot of money. So it's like, dang, y'all not treating yourself like that. But
yeah. Well, I mean, it's so funny because like one of the things when you talk about especially wealthy people, Mark Zuckerberg, for an example, right? People who don't know who Mark Zuckerberg is, he is the owner of Facebook and I guess now Instagram. But like the thing is, like you look at him, he has a plain shirt. Like he wears plain shorts or whatever. He's not rocking the drip or whatever the case is. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Hold on. All right. All right. All right. So that's a lie about them making money. Some make money. Most of the guys that sacrifice in America just to go overseas is called monk mode, living life like bums in America. No, that's not what monk mode is, bro.
That's not what monk mode is. Monk
Yeah,
mode
monk,
is.
no.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
monk mode. Yeah, monk mode is about dating and relationships and basically focusing on making money. So yeah, Khalil, see, this is why I told you to chill because you don't know what you're talking about now, right now, B. See, you my man. Now I gotta call you out. Like you don't know what you're talking about. Monk mode is basically focusing on your priorities, not focusing on the woman. That's what it's about.
So he trying to say basically like it's guys, and maybe it is, but it's guys that save all their little pennies. They they not paying their rent, or they eating ramen noodles every day. They basically saving every little penny they can just to go overseas to get a nut.
Yeah, that's basically what he's saying. Now again, I mean, there are probably some that do that, but for the most part, like these men have means.
Yeah. Yeah. And a guy that's doing that, he probably only could do that once a year.
Right.
Not consistently, man. Crypto Tribe Live said US is good for making money, but I'd rather spend it overseas, just economically better. Facts.
Exactly. Well, you know what I mean? Like with a name like Crypto Tribe Live, like I already know this is a money guy. Oh, so someone did ask a question about where to live in South America. I wanted to answer that, but if you don't, I don't want to jump around. It's all good. So
no, we can answer that question. I wanted to address them as well. Go ahead.
Shoot, I'm trying to look for it. My fault. Can you highlight it?
Yeah, I highlight it.
Yeah, my bad, bro.
Here it is, right here.
Okay. Oh, it was Crypto Tribe Live. Okay, cool. So if you could choose one country to live in South America, where and why? So as of right now, I have not been to Brazil yet. Haven't been to Guyana yet. I haven't been to El Salvador, but I don't know. Well, El Salvador is Central America, but as of right now, Colombia. One because I also have an apartment there in Medellin, and I'm there 6 to 8 times a year. I'm very comfortable there. Very comfortable with the people there. I'm just very comfortable with the culture there, and I got my man Andre Love Crossing Borders. He's in Cali. You know, this is one of my best friends, my big brother. You know, my homegirl D's in Cali. Got my man Learn Crypto TV. My man Los is in Bogota, and my man Todd Allen is in Bogota. And I got boots on the ground in Medellin, so I got a whole bunch of people in Medellin. So I'm very comfortable there. You know what I mean? But the thing is, I could go to Brazil and and all I could be like, well, you know what? It was fun while it lasted. I'm out though. But I'm gonna say Colombia for now.
Yeah, I agree. Colombia, for a lot of reasons. I would say one of the cheapest countries. In my opinion, the most attractive women in South America. I would say neck and neck was Venezuelans, and then Brazilians after that. The weather, you know, I mean, great weather in most of the cities in Colombia. Healthy food. It's just a lot. You know, I mean, it's just a lot of reasons. So, yeah, definitely Colombia. Let's see where we at. Let me answer Buck travel question real quick. Any of you bros on the panel ever had bad Airbnb experiences? Yeah, I've had some. I would say mostly in Brazil, but yeah, I've had bad experiences.
Yes, yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say bad, but like, it was something where like it was an inconvenience, but it was rectified. Like for me, I'll tell you about my experience. So So there was one time. So there was one time where I was in Medellin, and so I had someone staying in my apartment. So I just got another Airbnb, and so like so the hot tub was leaking. The hot tub was leaking, but but it was like midnight, so the dude had to come over like the next day. But like it was just annoying because I just couldn't use the hot tub. But it wasn't like a, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like terrible or anything like that. But that's just my experience. I haven't had like any horror stories, or you know what I mean? Because I've heard some horror stories, so I guess mine is pretty minuscule compared to what a lot of people. I don't want to say a lot, but
Yeah.
some people have told me and what they've done. You know what they've been through.
Yeah, I've had one with like Airbnb had like bed bugs, mites.
Oh nah, B.
You know what I mean? But yeah, and those are both in Brazil, man. But that's another conversation though.
Oh, I see why you feel a way about Brazil. Let me tell you that man. Listen, like that bed bug experience, bro. Oh man, I was so I don't want to get too far off, but I was so I went to Vegas. I went to Vegas like years ago,
mm,
um and so at this time I was with this woman. So like so she was like, you know, like looking over the bed or whatever, you know what I mean, doing her inspection. So
mhm,
she's like, oh hell no, whatever, blah blah blah.
mhm.
So needless to say, there was one there, and I was like, yo, like nah, man, like we got our money back. We went to a completely different hotel. Like, oh man, it was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't deal with that, man. So I only do hotels in Brazil. Only hotels in Brazil. Uh, but yeah, what you said earlier, man, pretty much, man, we can't be dick policing each other. One, and I had to learn a long time ago, man. I can't talk about what a man want to do with his money. Some men get their money and they want to spend it all in the strip club. If they earned that money, however they want to spend it, that's how they want to spend it, man. No judgment zone over here, man.
So yeah, exactly. So for the people, okay, so for the people that like want to basically chastise men for, I guess, spending their money on women overseas or whatever the case is. All right. So now, do you keep that same energy when you see, whether it be your friend or family member or whatever, or maybe someone that you see in passing, and they get their paycheck every week, and they just end up just, you know, basically spending on marijuana or spending on, you know, frivolous stuff? Like, are you on a like are you keeping that same energy with them? I'm just curious. I'm just curious because if you're not keeping that same energy with them, I just want to say this: mind your fucking business. Pardon my language, but I'm just saying, like, it's to the point. It's just like, man, you could basically just tell them, like, I just tell brothers, like, listen, man, as I mentioned earlier, don't give up all your resources. Make sure that you are protected. If you're doing that, hey, spend your money, whatever, do what you got to do. Cool, whatever. But the thing is, now if you are spending all of your resources and then you come back and you know what I mean, like someone hits you up and they like, yo, no excuse, man. Ah, man, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I need a hundo, man. I was, man, I was partying too hard. Like, you're gonna be like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Whether you decide to give it to him or not, that's on you. But I'm saying, like,
Right.
you gonna feel some type of way because it's like, bro, like, I gave you the warning. I told you to chill out.
Exactly. Man, Colombia is lit, man. I mean, I it's beating the head dead horse talking about Colombia, man. Colombia is the #1 tourist destination right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be the #1 visited country in 2023, at least on
Really?
this side of the world. Yeah, so it's only getting more and more popular. It's a Jamaican guy, man. One of my homies. His name Alex, man. They do like Afro dance hall in Cartagena, man. They got like they do parties. I'm gonna pull up their Instagram later in the stream, man. But
Yeah.
it's lit, man. He do cooking too. You know what I mean? He do cooking too. So I got one of the homies in the background, but I'm gonna ask you this question before I bring him up.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about ego too.
Yeah.
You know, because this is really what it boils down to from a lot of men that don't travel, that hate on guys that don't travel or got something to say. I think it has to do a lot of ego. And I wanted to know, is ego holding men back from being passport bros? And just so you guys know what ego means, the definition of ego is confidence in one's own worth or abilities, meaning that you're confident that you're able to accomplish ABC. That's ego. So they have high confidence in themselves. That may be holding them back. KB 3055, if you could turn on your camera real quick, and then you could turn it off. I just want to make sure that you are a live person, because I know somebody had pulled somebody up and they got flashed on live screen, so I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's happened. That's happened to a couple of people. That's happened to a couple of people.
Okay, I see, bro.
You definitely gotta. You know what? Sometimes you gotta like show your face and also voice verify. Give me 1 minute.
Okay. I'm gonna unmute you, Sean.
What up,
TSG? Man? What's good, man? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm great, man. It's a good topic tonight, man. Good topic, man. It's funny because my uncle hit me up and he was just like, man, you hear what's going on with these passport bros? I'm like, man, it's been going on for months now. You know what I mean? Like, my last video I did on Passport Brothers was months ago, man. I'm like, all right, I'm done with this topic, man, because, it still needs to be talked about. And, like, there was some really good things brought up today, especially when you talk about the financials and stuff like that. But I think as far as, I feel like you, man, like, they got a lot of people out there policing. And it's just like I said in the comments earlier, you got men who are invisible to these women. They don't talk to them. They busted. They dusty. All these different things. Won't say anything to them. These are hardworking, blue-collar men, right? But that's not good enough because they want the 6-figure dude. They want the 6-foot-tall dude. They want the six-pack. And then so now these dudes are saying, okay, look, a lot of guys want good relationships, but they can't find it here because we know all the reasons, right? We know dealing with the modern women today is pretty tough, right? Mm-hmm. And so this guy is willing to work hard for his woman. A lot of guys, another cap, they just trying to control me. A lot of guys know how to cook nowadays. Exactly. A lot of guys taking care of themselves. Now, I've talked to, or at least heard of, women when you go talk to them like, I don't really be doing too much cooking. I like to go out all the time. It's like, how don't you know how to cook? You're an adult. You know what I'm saying? So to sit here and that's
the bill, that's the thing. That's a bill, right? So this funny thing. So I was on Facebook yesterday, and so Infinite Growth TV. What's going on? That's my man Todd Allen. He's in Bogota, Colombia.
What's good, bro?
Right on, Todd. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I might know Todd. Okay.
You might, but Todd, if you wanna, can I invite him?
Yeah.
Hey, Todd, if you want to come up, you could click the link. But I was gonna say,
Todd, good people, man.
Yeah, he's great people, man.
Yeah, great.
So I was gonna say, I was looking on Facebook yesterday. One of my people put up a post, and like basically the post was just talking about like relationships or whatever the case is. And so So this one woman, she's like, oh, I'm waiting for God to put a good man in my life because the men. So she's like, well, all the men that I've dealt with, are trash. So I said, okay. So I said, instead of waiting for God, I said, why not? I said, why not shoot your shot? And I said,
Mhm.
also, like, do you know where the man that you would want? Do you know where places where he would be at?
Right.
So she was like, well, shouldn't he have to? So shouldn't he come find me? And I'm just like, see that's just the entitlement. It's just the entitlement. Like it's crazy.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that comedy special that Dion Cole put out? And he said, if you're a woman over, I think he said 45 or 40, he said, men ain't about to chase you. You need to be out there with every opportunity saying hi to brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
God, like I gave you 2 legs,
Yeah.
2 arms,
Yeah,
a
right.
brain. Use it.
Well, let me address. Hold on. Let me address
my
that.
fault.
Let me address that Jeebus comment real quick. Okay. So listen, I'm spiritual. Back in the day, I was almost a minister. So you got these people here waiting and praying for God to bring them something, right? And there's a scripture that says faith without works is dead, meaning you have to take action. You have to believe what you're doing so much that your actions show you believe it. And so people are waiting instead of being proactive. And that's why, and maybe you guys have seen it too, folk in your family talking about one day I'm going to do this, one day I'm going to do that. They ain't here no more. They are gone. And nothing they said that they was going to do happened. And you know why? Because the difference between successful people and people who aren't is successful people go after it and they believe in it. Like they believe they have what they don't have already. They operate like they're already there. And that's the way you got to be. But these women here are like, man, I'm going to wait for them to come along. Man, and you sit in the house, who else will do? Knock on your door. Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. I knew you was in here alone.
And this is what I always got to say when I hear that comment from women. It's like, God gave us free will. So if you think that God is going to bring you somebody, if it don't work out, you're going to blame God.
Right.
You're going to say, God is God fault. That's not how God operate. You make the decision.
You know the thing about
the devil's a lie.
Right. Say that. But you know the thing about it is, right? Like I just and I'm definitely gonna say this. I'm definitely gonna say this on my smoke show. But like the thing is like, is God giving you an education, or do you have to go to college? Or is God giving you a job, or do you have to go and fill out those applications? Do you have to create your resume? Can God create your resume? That's what I'm saying.
I guess so.
The problem, and this is the thing. And Sean, I feel, me and you talk about this all the time. The thing about it is that like it's the arrogance, the delusion, and the act of the lack of urgency. You know what I mean? Like this whole thing with Andrew Tate, Brittany Renner, and Pearly Things or whatever. You know what I mean? And like I guess a lot of people are saying that I guess Brittany Renner's on this accountability tour, or whatever the case is. All right, let's just say that she is. Let's just say that she is. I give her kudos for understanding, like, hey, you know what? I made some mistakes. The thing is, I was just watching on the Drew show right before I came up here. Is that like she's still saying that she wants a man to be faithful to her, but it's like you were doing all these things, and you got a kid, and you want like you you've lost your right to be able to basically have your pick of the litter. Like the thing is, she's not getting a LeBron, she's not getting a Giannis. You know what I mean? Like you're not getting like these high caliber men. You're not gonna do it now. Like, will they have fun? Sure, but in the long run, it's not going to happen.
But she want them and for them to be faithful. It's one thing to want a LeBron James.
Well, she said that like she doesn't matter like if he's like a personal trainer. Basically, like he could be an average worker, but she wants him to be faithful to her. Listen, that is a trap. That is a trap. Like, no, because the thing about it is that she makes a lot of money, and basically what she's saying is that basically what she is saying in a nutshell is that she wants that man to cater to her, but she will get bored with that man, and then she will still go after the high value man. And this gentleman who are watching and ladies who are watching, this is what you call an alpha widowed woman.
Hey, KBB, if you can come back, man, I was gonna get you in, man.
Yeah, my fault, KBB. I just, you know what I mean. I had to go on a little tangent there. Sometimes when I heat up, man.
I have a question. I have a question for you guys. Because I don't really check out Brittany Renner like that, nor do I follow any Instagram models or anything like that. Yeah. But has she put out anything? Okay, so now she's starting to come to this realization. Oh, I've been through things. I watched that interview actually early this morning.
Yeah.
Has she put out anything to the contrary? Because what she was on, from what I remember, talking on Instagram and whatever, TikTok or whatever, I don't know what she was on, but whatever she was on, she was talking to these women about. She was giving them all this advice. Is she giving them or talking to them about where she's at now? You said accountability tour. Does her channel now reflect the accountability tour? I don't know if you guys have seen that or
not. I will actually. So KB, if you know, I'll let you go first because you haven't had a chance to say anything yet.
Yeah, what up, KB, man? What's good? What's good with you, bro?
What's up, fellas? I mean, it's nighttime in DR right now, so it's kind of weird, but yeah.
Yeah, you're an hour ahead of me. So it's about to be 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah, it's about to be 10 o'clock. Yep.
Yeah, it's about to be 9 here.
Really, I just wanted to show love, to all y'all on the panel. I watch a lot of your guys' channels and stuff. So my thing is that I'm 27, and this is my first time leaving the country ever, and I've been here for 13 days. Well, it'll be 14 days tomorrow, and it's been a wild ride. And the most that I can say, especially when it comes to like why they would think that it's been a wild ride, and my opinion on it is that I think a lot of guys need this experience. They need to see the other side, because America shows you one side, but when you come here, you see another side of things. Thanks. And I feel like when you see that other side, it completes the process. It kind of like it molds you differently. You see things differently. Like you realize that these things are not within your control. And it's not even about just getting women. It's like being a passport board can help you just see things differently outside of what US gives you. It is different. It is not the same. There's nothing about it that's like female nature is female nature. That's true. But when you step outside, you realize how much more power you have as a man. When you have resources, you realize how much more powerful you are overseas if you know how to use it correctly. And the States is not the same.
Now, I want to address a comment real quick because this comment relates to why I wanted to talk about this particular topic. He said my point is don't act like it's high value man going overseas. That's the biggest lie. I don't even think nobody. Well, I put it like this is the thing, right? When you're overseas, you are high value in respects to that economy. So it's nothing to prove. That's the whole point of me debating guys that have these type of notions. There's nothing to prove. It's like if you feel like the U.S. is the end all be all, you got it. You have it. You have it. For me, for a lot of bros, the borders of dating is limitless. It's no different from me living in New York and having a girlfriend in California versus me living in New York and having a girlfriend in Santo Domingo. It's a shorter flight, honestly. You know what I mean? So it's pointless to argue about, because the distance is, for a lot of these countries, is no different than traveling from the East Coast to the West Coast or from north to south. So why do we have to limit ourselves? And it's not about guys poking their chest up. If I want to feel like LeBron and Carmelo Anthony in these countries, I don't condone guys making it rain. You know what I mean? But if guys want to be Lil Wayne for a moment, let them be Lil Wayne. Let them be Drake, Lil Wayne, and take their pictures, make their videos, and have fun. If that makes them feel all high and mighty, I'm proud of that. They smile, and I see black men smiling overseas. I don't see a lot of black men smiling in the United States. You can't even walk and say what's up to a brother without him, you know what I mean, looking at you like, I don't trust you, I don't know you. But you go overseas and you could talk to black men as strangers, and they, you know what I mean, they showing you so much love.
So much love, man. So much love, man. Brothers, look, my experience has been like all the brothers I've come across, most of the brothers I've come across, not everybody bums on it. Most of the brothers that come over there is good people, man. You know what I mean? I've met brothers from like all over this country overseas. So it's like, man, they happy, like you said. You know what I mean? Like they go over there, everybody got good energy. When I lived in Mexico, there was every 2 weeks, there was a like a black expat meetup, right? And this was brothers and sisters. And we were having a good time fellowshipping together. So all this is cap, man. You know what I mean? I ain't.
So I'm gonna get Ty Allen. He joined this, man. Let me unmute him, bro. What's good, bro?
What up, Todd?
What's up, my brother, my guy right there. What's up, man?
Hey, gentlemen, how y'all doing, man? I really appreciate what you guys do, man. What you stand for. You're standing in the gap. You know, a lot of people out there hate passport brothers because they can't be passport brothers. At the end of the day, it's all about commerce, right? Everything in life is about commerce. I'm an economist. I'm also, you know, have my businesses. I'm in the Forex. I'm in all those things financial. Everything we do is commerce. Why in the world would people be talking bad about passport brothers when we're talking about supply and demand? We are the supply and women demand us. So why would you want to limit yourself? I heard you all talking about God a little bit earlier. I was getting ready for bed. And you know, Kings and Dreams was like, "Hey, man, come on in." So you know, I ran over here to my office so I can be with you guys and share some time with you. But it's like this, you know, God is no respecter of persons. He doesn't care about black, white, yellow, pink, polka dot, or fuchsia. And at the end of the day, God made man and He made woman, right? And He made woman from the rib of a man. If you all believe that. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if the woman is in North America, South America, Japan, Ireland. It does not matter. Men like women and women like men. But when you have a culture which is changing, where you can't even define what a woman is, why would you want to stay in that culture? I mean, it's bovine excrement. And you can fill in the gap with that, right? Because you know, I know you guys want to be monetized, so I'm not going to use foul language on here. But at the end of the day, man, if you guys can use that blue passport and create more opportunities for yourself, why is it that people look like us are the ones that are hollering the most, talking about bad mouthing you? We should congratulate those brothers that are able to go out and find happiness and be able to maximize their potential, maximize their lives. And you know what? God bless you.
Yeah, they don't like. Well, it's an ego thing, right? And I say this all the time. You got guys. we all got guys we went to high school with, or somebody we know that may have pulled more women than us. But we could go overseas and we show them more receipts than them. So they not used to Kings of Dreams having more women than them. They're not used to Ty having more women than them. They ain't used to Sean or KB having. They're not used to that because they didn't grow up seeing us like that. So their ego is affected because they see you seeing you surpassing them. Guys do that with money too. If they always had the money, the cars, or whatever back in the day, and then you surpass them somehow, most guys hate on you in those situations.
You're absolutely right, man. And it's like, we all, maybe all of us like college football, and we have people these guys are being recruited. Why do they go to the schools that they're recruited to? Because they know they could play there. Right.
Ooh, so, I like it, bro.
So
I ain't trying to be on the bench.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
They go and I like what you said about that. They purposely target like guys from like projects, like where I'm from in Nashville. They go to East Nashville to get a lot of athletes because a lot of those hood guys are physically stronger. A lot of them, they purposely target those guys. So it's kind of like, why go somewhere where your business is not going to boom, where you're not going to get the needs you need for your business? Go somewhere where you'll get your needs met. But they're mad at the fact because, like you said, a lot of them don't have their life together. They're really angry at that. Like, my thing is that I know people like that in my own circle.
Yeah. And let's just face it, the culture of American men is very attractive to women that are abroad.
Okay.
It's very different. Our mindset is very different, especially if you've got a man that's on his square, that's trying to grow his business, that wants to support his family, so wants to support himself. I mean, the mindset is just very different than a lot of the mindset of other men in other countries. I'm not bad mouthing those other men, but I'm just simply saying that, if there's opportunities to meet the woman of your dream or meet the woman that's going to help you to build your life the way that you want to, it doesn't matter what part of the world it's in. I'm married. My wife is Colombian. I'm good.
Shout out to you. Hey, real quick, Friday we doing a stream with some of the married passport bros, man. That's content creators. So I'm doing a stream with brother Andre, myself. Solo Traveler. So it's gonna be lit, man. So hopefully you can tune in Friday, man. But we're gonna be highlighting married.
Hey, just send me the link, man. I'll be there.
All right, cool. I want to introduce somebody real quick that just came on the panel. Real quick, Better Beatrice.
Hi guys.
What's good?
Hey, Mika, what's going on?
Not much. Just really excited for the stream that you guys are doing. I actually respect a lot of you guys, and I know you guys on a personal level. I think everyone should be subscribed and liking and sharing your channels. And I like the conversation. I just wanted to be a part of it, especially on the Brittany Renner stuff, because it's kind of, I'm pissed about that.
What you got for us?
It's just, so I'm in marketing, right? And it's just the typical, she is kind of, so I've been in the manosphere for a little bit, like a year and a half or something. And a lot of the remarks that I've had to go through are like, oh, you're 30 now and now you're changing your ways and all these things. And really, like, this woman is where that comes from. Like, she used men, she manipulated them, and like, I was saying this to someone else, I'm like, these kind of men that were messing with her when she wrote her book, they were choosing her for her silence. They weren't choosing her to like she did exactly what she's not supposed to, right? And now she's at a place where she's a mom. She's hitting that wall. People don't take her seriously. No man's going to take her seriously. I'm sure she's getting lonely because she's getting at that age where you want companionship and you can't live fast necessarily. And she's rebranding. It's all that this is. And it's like, I didn't hear her actually take responsibility. I heard her say that she was regretful, but I didn't hear her actually say, like, I messed up. I did this. I chose
She never said that.
yeah, these are the consequences that I have to deal with now. I hope someone else learns from my mistakes. She didn't do any of that. She just said, I can't believe I allowed men to use me. That's still a form of victim mentality and manipulation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, what she said, so and I could be wrong, but what she did say, she said that like she took accountability in the fact that like she was trying to that she was trying to fill a void within herself by dealing with all of these different men,
Mm.
right?
Right.
So when I say accountability, like she knows, like, hey, you know what, like I messed up. Now the thing is that is she still a modern woman? Hell yeah, like you could tell, like she's still she still has that Western mentality, because she still has that like entitlement, because when asked, like she was saying that like she knows that the high value man is not it, like she's basically going to be on a rotation. And what she was, and so I'm not sure who asked it. It may have been Pearly, could have been someone else, but anyway, the question was asked to her if no, sorry, she actually said, wasn't that, so she actually said that she wouldn't mind, like, if a guy was like a personal trainer,
Oh, man.
basically. All right,
All right.
no,
Let me, because
yeah. Time him out, man. Time him out. That's my boy, but he be doing too much sometimes, man. But all right, sorry. I didn't mean to be long winded, but let me just get to my point. So what she was saying is that, long story short, that she would basically have no problem dating an average guy. Doesn't matter about his salary. But what I was saying earlier is that like men should not put themselves in a position to be that way, because this is basically what's called an alpha widow woman. Even though she says that she wants that guy, once she gets with that guy and that guy can't accumulate as much money as her, she's basically the breadwinner, and that puts men at a disadvantage. I'm always for men playing offense, not defense. What say you, Minka?
well, and so I agree with you. There's a certain level of respect that a woman needs to have, and there's certain things that a man needs to provide in a relationship in order to maintain that respect, right?
Right.
But when we're talking about specifically this chick, I'm using my choice in words, sorry. She did say that she wouldn't mind a personal trainer, but then when she was asked, okay, what about this kind of guy? What about this guy that's older and salt and pepper hair and all these things? She recanted. She's like, is he hot though? Is he this tall though? Is he like, what's his finances look like? So again, and this is why I'm saying this. If you watch the whole interview, I mean, she makes some pretty crazy remarks on there where it's like she's contradicting herself every 15 minutes. Again, when you say, I allowed men to use me, that's a victim mentality phrase. That's not really taking responsibility.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like if a person, I'm gonna tell you straight up, like Kings, I'm you and I have had a discussion where you told me like not to curse on your stream, right? What did I do immediately? I'm sorry for doing that. I apologize. I'm gonna work on it. I'm hoping that I don't do it again.
Right.
That's me taking responsibility. I'm not saying, well, I felt emotional and I got triggered and sometimes I can't control the way, like, you know what I mean? There's a very different attitude when you are, and the words that you use when you're actually taking responsibility. And I didn't hear that from her. It was more justification. Even, here's the thing too, even when she was talking about Andrew and herself, she legitimately said that she compared herself to him, stating that they were two sides of the same coin, the same person.
Yeah, I didn't agree with that.
Yeah, and it's like, no.
Yeah, see, I might have missed that part.
You missed that part. You missed that part.
And let me tell you, that man was kind because he didn't even disagree with her. He said, I could see how you see that, but this is life. You are a woman. I am a man. It's not viewed the same. So what you do running, like getting ran through.
Oh
is
yes.
not
Oh,
equated to the
okay.
same
Yes, I
thing,
do
right?
remember that now. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So that's how delusional that she is. She's equating herself to basically his twin in a female body when that's not the case. Whether you have a hard life or not, like I'll tell you straight up, my mom and she did the best she could, but we didn't grow up very well off at all. It was pretty hard. But she
Right.
instilled those morals and values. You never open your legs. You never use this or people for money, or you never sell your soul in any capacity, because you will never be able to regain that back. So it's when I hear someone like Brittany Renner, it's easy to see all the like little holes in her story. She's comparing herself to a man. She's saying that it's not fair that people are demonizing her and burning her at the stake.
She said that, yo.
Yeah. Again, like
I mean,
listen to the whole interview. She's a victim again.
I mean, she's irrelevant, and I think she's starting to realize that. She's just a pretty girl used to be, and people are on to the next hot Instagram, celeb. But I wanted to get KB. I know he wanted to share some light on this too. You got it, bro.
I just had something real quick to say about that whole podcast. Like, people like Brittany Renner, she's not the only woman to go through this type of experience. You got Superhead, right? Now, mind you, that's your guys' generation. That was like Lil Wayne, early 2000s, right? Where
Right.
she would go off about, oh, nobody would care if it was a fireman that I did it with. They only care because I did it with a celebrity. These type of women, like Brittany's case, she just wants to stay relevant. She realizes the attention she was getting before is starting to go negative, and go negative in a bad way, where people are avoiding her, people don't want to deal with her. So to me, this is just a way for her to save face. This is a way for her to try to get back that strong reputation she had back in early Instagram, when Instagram was like, Insta models were a thing, And it's just like, at that point, it's no point in speaking to people like that. They're already stuck in their ways. They just have to accept what life throws at them. Because a lot of times, a lot of guys try to save these type of women, and I feel like it's a waste of time. If it was me, I wouldn't even waste my time trying to talk to Brittany Renner, because she already shows in her actions she's never going to change. Like you said, when Pearl asked her, would you date this guy who makes $40K? She automatically shook her head. It's like, it's done. It's like, it's no point in talking to you, because you've already reached the point of no return. Let her continue to sell where she's at, and speak to the women that are coming up. They don't become like her. I think this is a great way to use her as an example, but trying to save Brittany herself, it's impossible. You could give her any type of logic, the most logical thing in the world. Girls like her, I went to school with women like this. They're not going to listen to you because they feel like they're better than you. And if they feel like they're better than you, why should they take your advice? It's kind of like, if you could reject what Andrew Tate is saying, where he's way higher than you, it's like, who can convince you? Nobody can. Only God at this point. God literally, or Jesus, has to come down and tell you, look, you're wrong. You need to change. If it's not that, she's not going to listen. And I know a lot of women like that. That goes for family and friends. They destroy their lives. The best thing a man can do in this situation, as a young guy like me growing up, is like watch people like her and use that as a means to avoid women like her. Absolutely. Like, it's no point in trying to save them. Like, I feel like a lot of people are giving her the attention they're giving her indirectly. They don't realize you guys are building her reputation back. She talked to Kevin Samuels.
We're giving her a little too much attention. Let me give a shout out to a super chat. Mike's Philippine Journey, man. Appreciate the super chat. Just wanted to say hello.
That's my man, Mike. Appreciate you for pulling up, Mike. Thanks, man. That's my man, Mike. He's in the Philippines. He's in the Philippines. I'm gonna link up with him when I'm out there in April, man.
Yeah, this is my last thought on Brittany. Like Minka said, she really wasn't holding herself accountable. What I took was that she was more like, if I could do it all over again, I would have finessed this bet. I would have did a better finesse. I didn't finesse my situation right the first time.
Right.
But yeah, I feel you. And KB, like I agree with you because like it's a lot of modern day delusion, and what I say is this in the simplistic form is that like nowadays you have a lot of men before like I guess the eruption of the passport bro movement now is really starting to kick off, but like now men are starting to understand their value, but for a while men were devaluing themselves and women were overvaluing themselves. And the thing is that like they get passed down this information because whether it be their auntie, big mama and them, how it go in our community, right? We get they pass down this misinformation. Oh, you don't need a man, all you got to do is go to school and get your degree and all of this stuff, and you're gonna be all right, whatever. You don't need to get under no man, you ain't no weak woman, blah blah blah, whatever. Like I did well and all that, right? Okay, cool. But see, the thing is that when they get to a certain age, they realize that they realize like, oh well, actually I do need a man. But the thing is that like they are so absorbed in their own fuckery. Like now, the men that they want don't want them. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Right. They don't know how to adopt. They don't know how to adopt. A lot of women don't know how to adopt to rules. It's like, men know how to adopt to rules. And women say, you know what, I expect my man to, let's say look a certain way or make this amount of money. We just put, a lot of us just put our head down and try to, and at least try to do that. When men try to convey to women, like, this is what we want to expect, it's not even them saying, okay, I'm going to attempt to try to do this. It's an automatic, like,
you're trying to control me.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's always going to be a disconnect. And I looked at that stream as like if Andrew Tate and Kevin Samuels were probably one of the two most articulate people, at least on the social media space. If they can't get through to a lot of these modern women, I damn sure can't. That's why I just been a passport, bro. Because I see the end of the light. If no changing, a lot of people are who they are, and we just got to move accordingly. That's how I look at it.
If I may. And I started the conversation saying that everything is commerce, but let me go a little bit deeper with that. When I talk about commerce, I'm talking about a social contract. And so when women say that I want a man that has a particular income level, right? They're basically talking about a social contract. They want to spend his money, right? And have him be responsible, but they don't want to take any responsibilities at all. So they want equality, they want equal opportunities, but they don't want equal responsibilities that come along with that.
Right.
So the key is that if a man, first of all, currency, anytime a person talks about the amount of money that they require, they're talking about something that doesn't exist. Money is not real. Money is called fiat currency. It's not real. And so when people put this undue promotion on money, say, what is most important, your health or your money? If I gave you $1 million today, but you die tomorrow, would you still want that $1 million? No.
Hell no.
Would you want somebody in your family to that? No. So at the end of the day, what's most important? Anytime a woman puts a dollar figure and says, I'm not going to date a man that makes less than this amount of money, what's the difference between her and a pro?
It's no difference.
Yeah, it ain't no difference.
I guess to them, that other women care about you. She cares about you. She actually has feelings for you. I guess they try to make it seem like it's just like when it comes to the money part, like, no, bro, that's not how it works. Like, emotions can change very quickly. Yes, she could like you for sure, but she could also dislike you and get alimony from you too. What do you guys have to say then when that happens? Like, that's what I don't get about American dudes. I'm like, you've been with her for 10 years. Yes, she loved you, but now you're paying her the rest of her life until she gets married again.
And that's the American legal system. Yeah.
I have a question for you guys then, just based on
Hold on. I got a new thought, man. I might have to do a stream called the New American Dream.
I was just about to say.
That's dope.
I was just about to say that. I was like, do y'all think that modern relationships are built for the long term anymore? I don't know if they. Well, in modern Western culture,
It could be if you have the proper legal structure. If you have a trust.
There it is.
Right? If you have a trust, and I don't mean trust, I trust her, she trusts me. No, we're talking about commerce. Everything is a contract, right? My wife and I got married. We have what's called a ketubah. It's a contract, right? We have it framed up in the house. It's a contract. Everything is in commerce. Everything is a social contract. But a lot of people want to get caught up in their feelings. No, feelings change every 7 seconds. I'm hot, cold. I'm hot, cold, wet, hungry, right? And then how do I satisfy that? I get something to eat. But then after you get full, you don't want to eat anymore. And this is what happens with a lot of relationships in the United States. Why? 50% of marriages fail. 60% of marriages fail. Why? Because the woman initiates the divorce. Here in Colombia, 4% divorce. So when you do the numbers, depending upon what kind of lifestyle you have, you got to take a look at the numbers. You got to take a look at the commerce, what's really happening, right? Certain countries, if the two don't make it in their social contract and they split ways, the man doesn't have to have 50% of his income go to support her for the rest of her life.
Right.
It depends upon the laws of that particular country. So what is wrong with having a passport, exploring your options all over the world, right? And then making a decision as to what kind of life you want to live. The only person responsible for your life is you, because at the end of your life, when you stand before the Almighty and he says, what did you do with the talent that I gave you? Well, it was the woman who made me. That was the excuse that Adam made. And that what got him kicked out of the garden. It was the woman who made me.
Heat. That heat.
Adam was. I made a note. I've been kind of hesitant on talking about it, but I wanted to do a string call. Was Adam a simp? But I'm still debating if I want to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
The answer is yes.
We talked about it. We so Todd and I did a stream 2 weeks ago, and I don't know if that question. I don't know if that question was asked, but I think we alluded to it. Or maybe we were direct. I don't know. I may need to watch that again. But I know we went deep though. I know we went deep, man.
I want to get Minka in, and then you could, and then I want to get Sean back in, and then UKB.
Okay.
Oh, I was just Todd. I'm a big fan. It's you guys. The way that you talk about things is very practical, and I feel like most people can fully understand that, man or woman, right? And that's the big issue where what I've learned since being around is that if you control the women, you control the narrative, right? And so they've done this whole feminist movement, change the society. You've got equal pay, but they're unwilling to go 50-50. They still have a level of entitlement. The man needs to provide, protect, and do all these things. And it's just really lopsided. So if you're talking about like traditional in the modern world, it really, the number one thing that I think, because there's this lady coming around the spaces too. I forgot her name. She's really pretty, but she's just going around saying like women and men need to get back together. And I don't see any way of that possibly happening without the laws being completely eradicated to give men an equal playing field. There's too many horror stories. The manosphere is huge. It keeps on growing. People keep on getting.
Courtney Michelle or somebody else?
Who?
Courtney, maybe Courtney. You talking about Courtney Michelle?
Yeah, that sounds like Courtney Michelle.
Maybe the one with the long black hair might be a virgin or something.
Oh no! I have no idea who that is.
Okay,
no.
So
Courtney Michelle has a kid and she has a gap, but she's very attractive though.
Right. Well, and this one is too. It's just the issue is it's unrealistic expectations. You want people to come back together when you don't listen to what the men are harping on, what their actual issues are. And so, I mean, you got divorce and alimony, child custody, false allegations, all sorts of things that the men are dealing with. And women want men to essentially come back and be these knights in shining armors. I've talked to a bunch of men that at one point were blue-pilled men that believed in romance, that treated women with respect and dignity and provided and protected, until they got screwed over so many times, not just by the women that you can tell have the red flags. These are women that are college educated. They are still delusional. They're proper, all these things, but they still, I mean, there's so many studies now that show these kind of women still believe that the average medium is like 250 to 650,000 a year, which to me is like, make that math, you know what I mean? But on the Passport Bros, all you guys have done is literally found a way to live your happiest life. Like, it's Todd, I mean, I know your story and we've talked about it before, and like, a lot of women like to play this idea that Passport Bros are going overseas and graping and pillaging, right? And I haven't met any of them. I haven't even talked to any of them. The only examples that I've met are people like you guys, and it's really unfair. So hopefully we can change that narrative, because it's still growing regardless. So obviously something's working.
I think people want to push a narrative just to be antagonistic, but people that really are paying attention, they see guys are getting married. They see guys are, being more disciplined. It's a lot more men, younger men especially, saying, I'm not having kids. I'm not being reckless with my sperm, because that's what a lot of, these single mothers come, they get with dudes that are reckless with their sperm. And a lot of dudes are, a lot of more younger guys are saying, I don't want to be a part of that. I want to start a family overseas.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. But as far as the conversations, and I respect a lot of these platforms out here that want to talk about dating relationships in the United States. Like you said, nothing can start. You couldn't get Passport Bros at the table without family court reform, because that gives women the most power I would say in the United States, especially in Western society. The family court gives women power, so they have the leverage over a divorce and child, whether it's custody, being able to weaponize the system. So most men have power. I'll say, let me finish with this. Most men have the most power when they're not married and don't have children. That's when men have the most power.
But you make a great point, and thank you, Mika. I'm a fan of yours as well. You make a good point, because when I talked about having a prenup, either you create a private contract prenup with your significant other, or the court will issue you one upon your divorce.
Right, but what do we know about the prenup now, Todd?
It's a contract.
But it gets overturned, signed under duress.
If it's put in a trust.
There we go. Never mind.
Right? Because then it becomes a private contract. A trust, especially an express trust, is a private contract where the government has no legal authority of it. Now, if you're talking about a statutory trust, they can always change the statutory trust. But if it's an express trust and all persons agree to it. Now, if a person says, well, I signed this prenup under duress. What? Because you weren't going to get his money if you didn't sign it? That was your duress.
Right. Well, and they're also moving, just for all the guys out there, if you do get a prenup like Todd just mentioned, you want it to be recorded video.
Even
recorded video, and you want it recorded with the county.
Even lead attorney addressed this point. He was like, the problem is, he said it's not an issue with prenups, it's an issue with how people go about getting prenups. He said the best way to get a prenup is make sure that the woman you're marrying, make sure she has counsel too. So if you got counsel and she has counsel, she can't use to say she did it under duress.
Well, and I will say this, one of the best responses that I've ever gotten from a woman in regards to the prenup discussion is women don't understand that a prenup can also help them. So let's say they get divorced after a few years, it can be a stipulation where she is provided for up to 2 to 3 years, just for her to get back on her feet. To me, if you've been in a marriage, that sounds pretty reasonable. But when you want to take half of everything for years on end and then claim that you're fiercely independent and you don't need a man, that's where it gets really muddy. And that's kind of where a lot of us, you know.
So prenups only come into play when you have assets. What you gain post marriage,
yeah.
What you gain, whatever you gain post marriage is community.
Well,
depends on the state.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Depends on the state.
You guys should actually do a reaction. I'll see if I can find it and send it to Kings. It's TikTok going viral right now because some guy in Hollywood had all of his assets in a trust overseas, and he's divorcing his wife and leaving her for a younger model, and she's not able to get anything. And I have an issue with it because on one side it's like a W for the guys, right? Because after all they've gone through. But on the other side of it, it's not a good. It's actually it's going to hinder the manosphere if the guys keep getting behind it. Because what it's saying is that he's not going to have to pay child support. He's not going to have to pay alimony. As long as he's still going to provide for his family that he did make a commitment to, like the kids. I'm not saying extra like $1 million mansion anymore, but still those are your kids. I don't see anything wrong with it, but it's going to depend on his action. And if he really leaves them high and dry, I think all the men supporting that specific thing going on, it's going to hinder the manosphere because then that's labeling the men the way that the women say that they are. Oh, he's going to leave me with nothing. When that's not the reality of most men that I've met here.
Well, I think you're right, Minka, but I also know I also would question whether or not that is necessarily a true story, because what I'm suggesting is that if people do a prenup and the person has a trust, that the trust, the man has a trust and the woman has a trust. So there's actually 3 trusts that will actually incur: the family trust with them together, and then trust as individuals. Right. And so now every person is then taken care of.
Yeah, well, and that's the ideal situation because that's fair, right? And that's all you guys have really been, from my understanding, that's all the men that have really been wanting is fairness. They just don't want to be taken advantage of. And what this situation comes down to is all of the assets were in a trust overseas that are not accessed by the wife because not even the deed or even the cars were not in her name. And she signed up for that to show that she trusted him. And so that's why the story is a little iffy, because they're on a TV show. All this stuff is actually documented via video. That's why it's a little iffy, because it's like, if he doesn't deal with this responsibly, then it could be backlash on the manosphere, because the manosphere is like, WWW. I'm like, no, it's not a smart move. I'm thinking long run, right?
The truth of the matter is the assets aren't his either. The assets are the trust. Yeah. If it has a foreign trustee, the assets belong to the trust. And if, depending upon how it's set up, then the beneficiary is the trust as well. But so if he doesn't have any assets either.
If he's under a jurisdiction where the laws is in his favor, that is what it is. You know, it's the laws are in a lot of women favor in the United States. If I make a power play and put myself in a situation where the laws are in my favor, we even in the playing field.
Well, and I get that, and I support it to an extent. The problem is what happens after. If he does, because here we all already know the narrative, right? This is one big story, and if it is this big already, and he doesn't do the responsible thing and take care of his family after the divorce, not unrealistic expectations, but just reasonable, the backlash from mainstream media onto the manosphere is not going to be good. That's my issue. It's not if it's right or wrong, fair or not. It's the backlash and the repercussions if it's not good.
I understand, but I will ask this particular question. A lot of people buy dogs, right? But what's the one thing that we know that will happen with a dog usually in 10 to 12 years?
The dog is going to get old and be deleted.
And that's what happens with a lot of marriages at the 7 or 10 year mark, right? And so in many instances, these people are planning for the inevitable, especially in Western culture. The inevitable is someone's not going to be happy and want to find themselves and move on.
Right.
I've done
get it.
I've done a video on my channel about that, right? So I'm not happy anymore, and shouldn't I have happiness? And it's like, where is the duty to the family? Now I'm gonna go to Minka's point real quick, that divorce initially was set up because what happened is you had housewives who didn't have any skills, they were only homemakers, and they were left high and dry. I think that as a man, you should want to take care of your family, right? I firmly believe that. But what we're seeing now is divorce being used as a way for modern women to gain assets,
It's
yeah.
a
right?
weapon.
And weaponize the kids, right? It's one thing, okay, I'm taking care of my
Yeah.
kids, but then now when the courts are in your favor, you weaponizing my kids against me, and people say, well, just go to court and fight it. What average man has the money to go and deal and pay for court nowadays?
Well, and
They
you-
do not.
yeah.
And so I did also a video showing what the average black man makes in Texas, right? It didn't do that well because, people
Right.
like those off topics. But I said, this is what the average black man makes in America. If he's paying 25% of his income for child support, and he's, paying for health care and everything, that dude is at negative at the end of the month. And listen, when you have a negative amount of money, it comes from somewhere. Like, you can only rob Peter to pay Paul so many times. So I agree with men taking care of their family. What I am against is, hey, you two could work together and both of you could still be okay. But what's happening is you're seeing the weaponization of the kids from the courts, right? And there are a lot of men who are in poverty afterwards. I know there are women in poverty afterwards, but what I'm saying is, I know women that have gotten divorces and all they did was just monkey branch the next dude. So now they got the new dude, and now they got the child support, now they got the alimony.
Right.
So we're talking about an unfair system. And I agree with you saying, Minka, you don't want that backlash to come at us saying, oh yeah, she shouldn't get anything. We're talking about taking care of your children. That
Right.
should happen.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
should happen.
And that's my only
Absolutely.
heart, because I agree with everything that you just said, especially when it comes to, like I said earlier, a lot of women are collecting alimony and child support, not actually taking care of their kids. And they're like, oh, I'm getting this bag. I'm Miss Independent. I don't need anyone, when they're completely relying on another person's income.
That
I-
part right there.
Yeah. And it's just, I look at the grand scheme of things of like, will this hurt or do good for the manosphere? And that's where it was coming from. It's not of like, I mean, it's the proof is in the pudding. We did a conversation with I'm doing ladies' night where I have women and we're talking about the judicial system now. And I didn't even know that no fault divorce started in California by Ronald Reagan, because he got ran through the mud by his first wife in order to get a divorce. And then when he had his second wife, she divorced him through no fault, which was what he created. Instantly regretted it because of that single law that was also passed down to every other state in America. The divorce rate rose from 9.2%. Within 20 years, it shot up to, within a year, it shot up to 22%. And by the 1970s, which is 30 years later, it shot up to 50. And that's where we've been on this yo-yo effect, teetering around 50%. And this man legitimately, he stated many times, I regret passing that law. It did more harm than good.
Well, Ronald the Devil did a lot of harm than good. I'm just
I
going
love that you said that.
I mean, Bill Clinton.
Let me jump off this right quick.
And this is the reason why I love it, because you guys are all passport bros and you know more than what Americans are taught about Ronald Reagan. So that should be proof.
I
of
mean,
pudding.
Bill Clinton too. Bill Clinton did child support reform. So
Well,
many
man,
things
listen,
under his
I mean,
administration, man.
Listen, I'm from New York, so like, man, I still got friends and family with that whole stop and frisk. I mean, listen.
Oh yeah,
That-
New York
that's-
is bad, man.
Yeah, that's a whole other stream. That's a whole other stream right there.
I mean, people need to realize that the only job of a politician is to get reelected.
Boom.
Yeah.
Facts.
Exactly.
Well, I'm
Yep.
gonna hop off. I just wanted to say hi and come and support, and hopefully everybody is liking and sharing and subscribing, not just to this channel, but every other gentleman's channel on here. Thank you guys.
Thank you,
If you got
Appreciate
channel,
it.
if y'all got channels, put it in the private chat so I can make sure I put it in my description.
Awesome. Have a good night, guys.
Hey,
All right,
good night,
have a
Maker.
good evening.
Nah,
Yeah, so I mean, my whole thing when it comes to and I believe that this is an unpopular opinion, but I'm always gonna keep it real. Like, men ideally believe in marriage because when you are married, it does make the man better. The problem is in the West, the laws have men saying, no, I'm not dealing with that. I work so hard to build myself up. I'm not going to put myself in a position to where I'm allocating these resources to where, like, if I'm with a woman, let's say I'm with a woman or whatever for X amount of years, and she just says, well, she just feels unfulfilled and she doesn't want to be with me anymore, and she just leaves the marriage. Now I have to pay alimony, and if we have children, I have to pay child support as well. And then let's say, like, she tries to basically now also she can influence the children. So I got my children against me, I got my ex-wife against me, and the government's against me. Guys are saying no, I'm not going to be dealing with that. That's a trifecta of that's a trifecta of what's the word I want to say? I was trying to say something profound, but I'm just gonna say it's nonsense. It's nonsense.
Here's a
they get paid off of that too. Like,
Yes, it is.
that's what a lot of men don't understand. That even me as a 27-year-old, what you said earlier about not having kids and not getting married is power right now. It is, because they don't realize that when you do get better as a man, the government is like, good job. Now give us some of that money that you made. They don't see it as like, yeah, you did right. Socially, you did the right thing. But now the government sees it as, okay, since you did the right thing, then it shouldn't be no problem for you to pay a couple of court fees and then go this way and pay this fee and pay that fee because you're the man who did it right. So they're punishing you. It feels like you're being punished for doing the right thing. But really, it's just that they get paid off of you. Because a lot of these courts, they would not get the money they get if guys wasn't feeling the need to get married and have kids. But they know that we're like, it's a what they call a vicious cycle. Like, they know that we're programmed to do that. Most men want to get married. Most men want to pass on their legacy. So the government's like, we're going to take advantage of that. Hence why they don't like this space, because they're like, well, if all these guys start going against the process, we're going to lose money. So I look at it as the money aspect. They get paid when you get put on child support. They get paid when you having to pay alimony, because you're paying tax on that money too. And they're getting paid for that. They're able to keep their jobs off your misery. It's messed up to say, but it's the truth. So if you want to get married or have kids, you need to go somewhere where the system doesn't support that, doesn't support the people getting paid off your misery. And I don't know where that is. I don't know where you would find that. I mean, you'd have to go to like a country where the economy's kind of weird, but here in America, they get paid off of you. So that's the way that I see it.
That's the question that's what question I wish people ask, like the haters or detractors. What should men do that want to have kids? I have yet to hear anybody answer that question. You know what I mean? If you want to have kids and want to be in a situation where you're going to be with your kid from birth to at least 18, what should you do? That's the question I want the haters to answer.
Yeah. I want to share something with you guys. My second ex, right? And hopefully this helps somebody, right? My second ex, I used to run that relationship with a really tight fist, right? And my ex she's a smart woman, right? She's a very smart woman. But the thing is, whenever I can look at every bad thing that happened, like when I abdicated my responsibilities as a man to that woman, and there were times I had to, because you can see back there, right? I was in the Navy, right? So there were times I had to go out to sea, and I needed her to take care of certain things. When I took her advice on things, I can point to you and show you every time something went wrong, because as a man, I abdicated my responsibility and I got busy, and I needed my woman to operate in such a way that I didn't have to worry. And that's what men want from, like, women think, oh, I'm going to be controlled. No, I need you to take care of this house while I'm taking care of our family, right? And so those bad decisions that she made that I allowed, because I'm going to take accountability of it, those bad decisions that I allowed eventually led to the downfall of my relationship, because I wasn't holding on and making sure and leading as the man that I should be, only because I got busy and I got really stressed out with the job, right? I did engineering for a long time. And so when that happened, the relationship fell apart. Now, what happened at the end was that when we got split up, the first thing she did was found another military dude to marry. And he's a good dude, right? He's a good dude. But guess what? He pretty much allows her to do whatever she wants. So when she tells me later, like, oh, I'm so unhappy here, it's like, see, you had good and you thought you can do better.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That's the problem with a lot of modern women. As I was saying, you got Auntie TT, Big Mama and them, whatever, telling them, oh girl, you know what I mean? You could do all bad by yourself, go to school, whatever. You don't need no man. You shouldn't be up under no man. You shouldn't be serving no man no plate. Oh girl, what you doing? You know how that go, right? You know how that go. Yeah, all that boss B talk or whatever the thing is, Queen B, right? Get all that type of talk. The thing about it is that, like, you got all these degrees and no one to keep your bed warm at night. That's the problem. You got 3 degrees and these are 3 nonsense degrees. Oh, I got a degree in social studies. Another debt. I got a degree in sociology. Another debt. I got a degree in English.
Political science.
You already speak English.
right.
Political science. There we go. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
guys, hold on.
That.
Guys see, this is the thing, right? I'm gonna dispel this myth. So people always want to stereotype men, or I'm gonna say black men, in a category about ruining women, having babies, not being responsible. How is that the majority of black men when statistically more or less 20% of black men is responsible for 80% of black mothers? That's not a majority, that's a minority of men.
First of all, Khalil, I'm not a goddamn liar, you piece of crap. I ain't got to lie to kick it, bro. I just said I took accountability of my.
He be trolling, man.
Not only that, like, me being in DR, I've come across so many women that are single moms. They're Dominican. I mean, I know a lot of Dominicans are considered black, but a lot of them are single moms. So for them to try to put black men as the face of that, it's really effed up. It's like, we already have so many stereotypes against us, but why like, when the other men do it, oh, they're not bad. But when we do it, we're bad. It's like, the other men leave their women single mothers too. That's a common thing. A lot of them do it.
But here's the thing, right? But here's the thing. The thing about it is that a child cannot be born unless a woman allows that child to be born.
Facts.
So the thing is that like, women have that responsibility to be more responsible with their bodies. So if you messing with Tyshawn or whatever, and Tyshawn, he, you attracted to him and all that. But the thing is, Tyshawn ain't got nothing going for him. You know what I mean? Like, he either on the block every day, he can't hold a job. He probably got other kids or whatever the case is. He's not taking care of his business. You think that you're gonna take Tyshawn or whatever, and basically you let him you let him go in Raw, shoot the club up. Like, what do you think is gonna happen?
Exactly.
You adding on to the statistic.
You know,
That's
part
the
of
thing. Like, sorry, hold on. Before
No,
you
you're
go
good,
ahead,
yeah.
Todd. So I have this one woman. It's one woman I'm friends with, right? And this one woman I'm friends with. She was dating this. She was dating this guy years back. She was dating this guy, right? And so she. So he had, I think, four other children. Four, yeah. So he had six. So he had two in the States, four in Africa, right? And so what she would be doing is she would actually be buying gifts for his kids because he wouldn't even be buying gifts for the kids, right? And basically, she would say, like, send them out to the kids, basically saying that it was from him. So I'm telling her, so I'm like, hey, like, you shouldn't be doing this because, like, and if you continue to do this, like, you better get on birth control or something, because if you end up having this child, you can't get mad or feel some type of way if you see what he's doing. You know what happened? She ends up having a child by him, and one day she hit me up crying and all this. He's a, piece of, what, blah, 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 right? You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, cool. I let her cry, all that. The next day though, I said, listen, that you put yourself in that position, and I forewarned you. Other people forewarned you. And why did you think that this man is going to be different? You are the one that were buying gifts for his kids on Christmas, birthdays, all this stuff, and saying that it's from him. He's not even buying stuff for his own children. So what make you think that he gonna do anything better when you have his child?
I hate having the conversation with these type of women as well, because they honestly love those guys. They just love them. Like, regardless of what advice you give them, they're the feelings that because they women feel, right? They're gonna do whatever their feeling drives them to do, even if they know it's wrong. The feeling, they can't. A lot of them can't control their emotions, especially when they really in love with a dude. It's just like, I thought that was just a myth. Like, women, like, of course there's women that are logical, but majority of them, they're like that, man. Like, I can't tell you how many circumstances I've been in where people in my family, the women in my family, been warned, like, this guy's not good for you. You're not ready for this type of responsibility. They didn't care. They just still went through it with it. They went through it with it anyway.
We'll beat a dead horse trying to understand the psychology of a woman, especially a matrix woman. That's why just as a travel movement, as passport bros, I just try to focus on getting brothers to get their passport, if they got their passport, to use it. You know what I mean? And try to guide them and recommend places that they should go to, accomplish their goals, their relationship goals.
And that's a good point, because what's most important is not, well, research shows that the important thing for most people is not money, but experiences. Because at the end of our existence, people are not going to know how much money you got in the bank, and they're not really going to care. What they're going to remember are the experiences that they had while you were in this existence. And that's the most important thing. And Sean, I want to give a shout out to you, man, because, I understand. No, I mean, I understand your anger and your frustration, but I also understand that, having been in the Navy, the stress that is required when you're out at sea, and, if you're out at sea doing a job, and you have to have your head on the swivel, because if you're out at sea, man, one mistake, you're overboard, the ship don't come back.
Right.
It don't come
Right,
back.
exactly.
Right, man. Listen. I've been in multiple house fires throughout my life, man. So when I joined the Navy, the first thing they do is you have to fight fires,
Right.
Because there are no firefighters on board the sub. It's you, right? So you're talking about getting over my fear of fighting fires after having been in 3 house fires at that point, right? And you're talking about, when we talk about men being made men, man, I went on to be like firefighting team leader. I went to multiple schools. It was to the point that the federal fire department would come to us because we do this every day. We train unlike anybody. And you're talking about being underwater. I mean, like, you know how many times I've been away and not seen the sun for 70 plus days?
I understand. Were you a hot wrecker too or not?
I ain't never hot wrecked. Because I was doing nuclear engineering, I actually kind of bypassed that because I was already a petty officer. But god dang, man, you're talking about men who are away from their family, who are providing for their family. And the thing that you need when you have somebody in your life, you need someone who is going to be a woman and who is going to take care of that home that you can trust, because she can trust that on the 1st and the 15th, that check is in the bank.
And your COs make sure that you take care of your family as well.
Oh, hell yeah. You get in trouble if you don't do that.
And I just wanted to make this point, because again, you now knowing that you're on a nuclear sub, you know,
I'm a little crazy.
A lot of people don't understand. A nuclear sub is like the special forces in the Marine Corps, and it's like Navy SEALs. Everybody can't be in the nuclear sub, right? And the security clearance that you have to have and all of that stuff. So I have a greater appreciation and a greater understanding. But I just want to make this one point too. Women always want to tell a man how to be a man, but no one teaches a woman how to be a woman. And one thing that we learn in the military, Marine Corps and in the Navy or whatever military service you're in, is that you always revert back to your training.
Say that for the cheap seats.
You always revert back to your training. And people do not rise to the level of their dreams. They fall to the level of their habits. And people don't understand that.
God damn.
You spitting facts, man. You
Fire.
spitting facts.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. And I just want to follow up on that. I do got to head out. You know what I mean? I got my little man here, so I got to get on dad mode again. But the thing is that, like, you're right. People fall into what they've been accustomed to in the training. And the thing is that, like, there is no training on modern day woman on how to be a woman, right? And so that's the thing, because the training that they have is training for them to be masculine, to be combative, for them to be uncooperative. And it's like, no. You're supposed to be the lady. And that's the thing. Like, they want to be, the thing is that, like, they want to be a co-pilot. No. Sorry, you are the stewardess. I'm the pilot. That's the problem.
Wait, Kings of Dreams, I think you got to say flight attendant now.
Flight attendant.
They want to be the hero, not the sidekick.
Right.
Yeah, look.
That's the thing, exactly. You know what I mean?
I always I'm sorry, Kings. I just wanted to make this.
Oh no, you're good, brother.
Yeah, man.
I always tell people that I'm the head of my house, but my wife is the neck that turns the head.
Hell yeah.
Okay? Yeah.
And so we have to work together. We have to be a team. Now, sometimes when my wife gets to be like she needs a Snickers bar, okay, that she gets to be, a little bit angsty, it's because she wants more of my attention, and she doesn't have the words to quite say, hey, you know what, I want your attention. So she'll act snooty or whatever it is. But that's just common when people want your attention. When I hear a lot of the horror stories, and I have two women formerly known as well. They don't have names. They just got a symbol, right? Women formerly known as. But each situation was they wanted something other than they thought that I was. It's all about hypergamy. Women are hypergamous, but then when they have that bag, they want more.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at this comment, man. Passport Bros is a diverse group. Todd, you said you're married to a Colombian, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'm married to a Colombian woman, and I know lots of guys that's married to different foreign women. So Passport Bros is not it's a diverse group of travelers. Some guys not looking for marriage. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I was with a Pizer for about 3 years, man. You know what I mean? I just broke up with her in August. You know what I mean? And yes, and for those who are in the know, there was a valid reason for breaking up, right? Todd knows, you know. I know Sean knows, you know what I mean? You know, but yeah, it's a valid reason, you know what I mean? So, like, yes, this was someone I did plan on marrying. So, like, when the thing about it is like, when the haters and detractors be like, oh, you know, these guys are just going overseas and they just, you know, tricking on women or whatever. They can't get women in the States. As I mentioned, listen, I'm gonna have a live stream with the Flyboy, and I'm gonna bring you guys back to the beginning. Because you guys think I'm a guppy. I've been a great white since I'm 14 years old. I'm 37. I'm 37. So let's not do this. Let's not do this. I could go to whatever city y'all live in. I could clean up wherever y'all at. Listen, I could go to Utah.
Hey, when you coming to Vegas? When you coming to Vegas out here with me, baby?
Oh man, listen, man. I've been to Vegas a couple of times, man. You know what I mean? It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. All I'm saying is my mouthpiece. I'm good anywhere in the world. And if you have the confidence to back up the swagger, the dress, and how you communicate and have that woman interested, oh, let me tell you something, man. That's a winning formula. But the thing about it is see, losers mentality want to bring you down to the gutter. See, I'm above that barrel. See, the thing about it is you want to be in the store. I own the whole complex. That's the game right there.
See, men, we are men. We are men. We are men. We are.
Don't let Todd start talking, because man, listen.
we are trying to fight against people that are trying to take away masculinity. Yes. What we talk about in our spaces, the locker room has always been a space for masculine men. It was the
barbershop.
And the barbershop. So it was always the I don't want to say this word on here, but it started with an S, end with a Y. These S boys that couldn't fit in a locker room or couldn't fit in these conversations. But in my opinion, any man would enjoy banter amongst other men, with other men talking about anything, whether it's about women, get money, and everything like that, because that's how men typically are when we're around each other. Just like when I was young, when I was around men or masculine cousins, we wrestled, we play fought. So we did, I grew up doing a lot of masculine things and talking about things that men like to talk about. That's part of being a man. So, right. So the notion of trying to say shame for talking about whether guys want to talk about pay to play or whether guys want to talk about how they meet women. We're men being men. If you have a problem with men being men, then you're feminine.
Right. Listen, I can I say this real quick? Yeah, I don't care what another dude is doing. Now, when it comes to men going overseas, I don't care what any man does. The only thing I do care about when it comes to men and women going overseas is don't make it bad for the next man to come there. If you're going over there and you ruining it, you're not respecting the culture and the people, and you're going over there and you're acting the ass, right? I have a problem with that. Because I don't want to go there and I don't want it to affect my time. Okay?
True. Absolutely. So yeah, that's another note I gotta add for my smoke show. Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome. You're welcome, bro. I got you.
I just want to add something, if I can, about Passport Brothers. And this is something that a lot of people in Western culture really don't understand or know. There's a group of people called the Moors, and the Moors look like each one of us on this panel.
Facts.
They ran Europe for 900 years. And when they returned Spain to the Spanish in 1492, what happened directly after? The Inquisition. So what they're talking about is that we had control. We are people that melanated people like us had control over all of Europe for over 900 years. So Passport Bros ain't nothing new to us as a culture.
Right.
It's only new for those people who want to vilify this particular movement. We're just going back to our roots. That's all this is.
Yeah.
And if you look at the number of melanated people around the world, it's much higher than those non-melanated people. Right. So what's wrong with us going to any place on this planet where we've had control of in the past? It boggles my mind, the hatred that a lot of people have and the asinine comments that people would make regarding people that they have no idea or no clue about their life or their lifestyle or what they've been through. And so the true mark of intellectual vacuity is the comments that many people make when they're being negative to people that are talking about the benefits, the features and benefits of having a passport.
Because it's just like
Hold on, real quick. I want to close on that. So I'm gonna close on a statement, and then I'll let you all guys close. I'll let all you guys close.
Hold on. But before you close, I wanna show something. Hold on, wait a minute.
You got your live stream coming up, don't you?
I do. Yes, that's winter is coming. That's winter is coming. The second part, man.
I'll be through.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna need everybody to pull through for that one, because that one, I mean, the first one were a couple of jabs, but now we in the middle of the fight. I'm throwing right hooks. I'm
doing the haymakers, bolos. Y'all remember bolos?
Yep. A lot of body shots, a lot of that. Hold on a minute though. I want to share something with you guys. Give me a minute here.
Man, you made me forget my thought, man. I forgot what I was gonna say, man.
Oh, my fault, brother.
Hold on.
No, this isn't it.
That's not it.
No, wait. Yeah. Don't give me permission yet. I'll let you know.
All right. Neon Shades, what's good? What's good, bro?
Okay, I'm ready.
All
right. Huh. You had to go there, huh, bro?
I don't know. Okay, can y'all see it?
Yeah. Who is this?
We see
it. All right.
So
yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? So a lot of you dudes don't understand. So what you are looking at, this is the woman who I've been rocking out with for almost 3 years. This is my ex-girlfriend. This is the one who I was planning on marrying. In Medellin, Colombia. This is a paisa. So I just want the haters to know, like, listen. So if I've been doing well, if I've been doing well, pretty decent in the States, you see what I'm doing over here? So I don't want to hear none of this. You guys are getting these women that are low budget and whatever the case is. No, this woman is a nurse, has her own money. First time she and I hung out, she was buying me drinks. So just understand that, like, there's levels to this shit.
You shouldn't even have to explain that.
No, I don't. But I'm in a shit talking mood. You know what I mean? So it's like
we got you amped up now.
Yeah, it's all good.
This was what I was going to allude to, and then I'll ask my last question for you all. Most guys are mad they're not doing it, and this is how I know why. Because I've traveled with a lot of guys that had something to say about travel. I've took them to like Colombia, Brazil. And when they got there and when they kind of seen the entertainment and the fun, they all indulged in it and couldn't wait to come back. So until they did it, before they did it, they was talking shit. But when they did it, they changed. So that's what this is how I know that guys that hate, they are not traveling, either because they don't have the time to travel, they can't travel because they're in a situation where they don't have the money to travel. Because guys that are actually traveling do not hate. So and guys hate that. Guys hate that rebuttal. You know what I mean? They mad because they're not doing it. It's true.
Or they're scared. Fear is another factor. Fear of the unknown. It's kind of like
That's
when
true.
you hear all these bad things about these other countries, it makes you think, well, I'm not going there if I don't know anybody. Like, depending on what country it is you choose to go, which is why I try to connect with these groups. Like, my advice to any guy starting to do this, I'll be like, start off slow, go somewhere that's maybe closer to the US, get with a travel group or somebody that can guide you, because it is scary to come out here to DR and not know anybody. It's a scary feeling because, now, mind you, I came out here with people that I knew. But ultimately, what I want to say, the final thing that I want to say with all this, me coming out here as a 27-year-old and knowing how the social dating scene in America is, this is a good way for a guy to get over that hump. And what I mean by that hump is, as dudes, we want that attractive female. And America makes it feels like if we're not Michael Jordan or Michael B. Jordan, we're not at this level, we can't have that, which is far from the truth. You come out here, you get that baddie, you mess with her, you get the experience. Now that fear, now that what if is gone now. Now you can focus on your career. Now you can focus on what it is because now you got that experience. You're like, if I could get this girl once, I can get her again. But this time I'm going to come back a better man. In America, a lot of men are not given that chance. A lot of us are virgins at 30 years old. I didn't lose my virginity till I was like 24. And the guys over here look at me and laugh when I say that. They're like, what?
Hey,
They're
guess
like,
what though? Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what though? Guess what though? There's guys that have been having sex since they were teenagers and they got some type of STD they can't get rid of. So you being a virgin till 24, you probably saved yourself from children. We already know herpes is popping, especially amongst black women than black men, and other diseases as well. So that is to me, that's a blessing. You know what I mean? You did that. So I want to get this last question out, and then all you guys can rock out on how y'all want to respond. But I just want to get this last question out and go from there. And also, who's he must have blocked. Oh, Khalil. What countries have you been to? That's always.
I don't think he's been to any.
That's how you silence. And what countries have you been to? What do you know about these?
He was in Kenya back in the summer, but I don't know about any other countries. But I know, but he was in the military too, so he might have traveled or whatever. But you know what I mean. But again, like what he does is he does this to get under.
No. I'm not gonna let him off the hook. If he ain't been to none of the countries that we talking about, then he don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
he don't know what we're talking about. So here's kind of what I want to kind of finish with. And
yeah, my
question was, is ego holding men back from being passport bros? And I mean, my response to this is that men are holding themselves back because if your goal is to start a family, you can start a family sooner being a passport bro, meaning that the amount of time it takes you to find a woman that you can trust and build with, you can do that much faster overseas than in the United States. Which what you mentioned to KB also is you can focus on making money. It's been proven that, and Kevin Samuels said it's been proven that whether it's men that's married, men that have access to sex, men can focus on chasing money because they don't have to worry about chasing women. So men by nature want to settle down as soon as possible so we can focus on the money because we got that out the way. When we don't have a woman, or if we don't have a release with a woman, we have to put our energy to find that. We have to put our energy to find a release when it's there in abundance, whether it's legal prostitution, whether even casual, even if it's casual sex dating is a norm for everyone, not just a select few. men are able to thrive because they're more focused on money. It's just like, for example, I know guys that live in other countries. You would think they'll be having sex every day. They don't have to because they know it's there. When it's not in front of you, that's when you worry about it more and focus on it more. And some people will say, well, you know, I mean, you should be worried about chasing money anyway. You shouldn't be worried about chasing women. But in my opinion, the nature of a man is to have that in place so he doesn't have to worry about that. And my last part is saying, you know, all that leads to, in my opinion, less stress, which leads to better health. And I'll let you guys close in whatever order y'all want to go into.
I would say go ahead, KB.
No, yeah. Well, my statement, yeah. You basically you closed it beautifully. I'm just gonna say that my first time traveling out the country, this was definitely worth it. I got over that hump of not having to think about, oh, am I gonna be too old when I get this? To all the guys that are my age or younger, like, definitely do this if you're struggling in the States, because that will definitely motivate you to be a better man. Now you're like, I got the experience now. I can build myself now. I can focus on this. When I go back to the States, these women don't impress me no more. I don't have the anxiety of not knowing what it's like being with this type of girl. I've been with this type of girl before. So I know how the game is now. My feet are on the ground. I can start running towards something that actually matters more. So that would be my closing statement, is just definitely get the experience. Like, don't look at it as like, oh, you're going to get in a relationship, you're going to do all that. Just get that sexual experience, because I know a lot of guys are struggling. A lot of guys don't want to say it, but they are struggling with that in the States. They don't want to say it, but they are. And if they were to do this, they would realize, damn, this don't really matter as much as I used to think it did. Like, I used to put this stuff on a pedestal. I used to dream about this stuff. Now it's like, oh, it's nothing, man. This is normal. All right, let me go focus on something more important. So that would be my closing statement, guys. Get the experience, so you could, like, you know, focus on whatever ambitions that you have.
Facts, man. Appreciate you coming up, bro.
I'd like to address that, if I may. And many times when you guys see me, I'm writing notes because I'm learning a lot from you guys, and I take notes of that. Advantages of being a passport bro. Well, first of all, is ego holding them back from being passport bros? I think it's more along the lines of fear and of the unknown, not necessarily ego. But by taking risks, by being a passport brother, you take risks. That builds confidence. You also build what's called grit. And so one of the success factors of having a successful life is being able to have grit and stick-to-itiveness. And you create a higher value by being a passport bro. Why? Because you have to be dependent upon your own wits, right? Whether you have to learn another language, whether you have to be engulfed in another culture, where you have to build other types of relationships, because you're not dependent upon Uncle Sam. When you're in the military and you're traveling to 43 countries and nations and continents, or whatever the heck you're doing with the military, you still sucking the government tit, okay? And you still have to be responsible for getting back on that boat or getting back on that thing to go back to wherever you've got to go. You're not your own person. When you have your passport, you can go and come as you please, and you can go and come as you are directed to do by your own desires and by your own life. That is a major difference. And I think that by taking the risk, that is part of being a man. That is part of the that's part of being a man. That's part of going through that process of being a man and becoming a better and better man. There's a difference between being a good guy and a good man. A good guy doesn't take on responsibilities, but a good man does. And there is a difference. And I just wanted to close with that. Thank you for allowing me to be on your show and sharing with you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Todd, I'll hit you in a minute.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming up, bro. I'm going to hit you on WhatsApp.
All right. That's great. Great stuff.
Go ahead, Sean.
All right. Yeah, man. I'm not going to be too long-winded about it. I think that one of the best things, well, from when I was younger, right? I was going on class trips when I was a teenager, and leaving the state of, I'm from New Orleans, right? So leaving the state of Louisiana and seeing like other states and stuff like that. I've traveled this country. I've lived in 10 states. I've been to 40. I've done 5 cross-country road trips. You know, I lived in Mexico recently, been to Colombia. I went to Barranquilla and Cartagena, and then also been to all sides of Canada. So that's my experience. But I think KBB was talking about, like, you know, get it done early. And I think for me, I always knew that I was going to travel. It had nothing to do with women when I first wrote that down. It's in my senior book. I might even do it as a community post to show what I said then. But I wanted to leave because once I started traveling initially, I knew that there was more out there. I'm tired of seeing it on TV. I want to live the experience myself. And as Todd talked about earlier, there is nothing like when there's no one around, when it's only you, right? When I had to figure out how to catch that bus, when I had to figure out, you know, how to get around, was my Spanish going to be good enough for me to live? You know what I mean? When I stopped going to like the touristy places and I started going to places where no one spoke English, those situations build character. They build the grit that Todd talked about, and they make you into a better man. And really, when it comes to the Passport Bro movement, I hope that those are the type of experiences that men get from the situation. Because when I came back here from Colombia, don't get me wrong, I looked differently when I came back from Mexico as far as the way I view things. But when I got back from Colombia, where I had women like pulling at me like this, I look at this totally different now, man. Like, as you can see, I've been working. I've decided to move back to the States to build up my business, and I'm gonna get this bag for my family to leave a legacy behind for my family. And in the process, I'm gonna travel a little bit because I'm gonna enjoy my life. You know what I mean? There are people that I know that aren't here right now that wish they had this opportunity, and I wish that for all the brothers out there too.
Yes, sir, man. I'm gonna put your link in the description, man. I appreciate you coming up, man. Come up anytime.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man.
No
good stuff, man.
My brother Kings and Dreams, man. Close us
Absolutely,
out,
man. Absolutely. Well, first of all, man, I just want to, thank you for having me. Definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you for having me on. Great topic. Excuse me. Great topic. Shout out to everyone that came on the panel. Shout out to Mika Better Biatches. Shout out to KB. Shout out to Todd. Shout out to TSG, my man Sean. And shout out to everyone in the chat that contributed, you know what I mean, in the conversation. Hold on, what? I don't respect black men that wife. Yeah. Listen, it doesn't matter what you respect or don't respect. I mean, the thing about it is let me say something. Let me say something. You know what the problem is with black men? We have this thing of just really just talking mess about each other and not really wanting to be happy for each other, right? You know what I mean? So you can agree to disagree, but then you got to shame and call coons and all the other stuff. See, you don't want to look like a fool. See, I was the one that was happy. You know what I mean? So you hating on my happiness. So what does that make you? See, you want to pull me down in the gutter. You just mad because I'm above you. See, that's that simp behavior. See, you hiding behind an avatar, because if you really was on something, then pull up. And if you want that smoke, pull up to my channel, Kings and Dreams. Trust me, we open. Holler at me on Instagram. I'll pull you up on the panel. We have a conversation. You know what I mean? That's the thing, man. It's that simp behavior. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The thing about it is this: fear or ego. I believe is fear, ego, and also the thing is like the fear of the unknown. I agree with that. Also, the fear of wanting to disappoint the modern woman in the States, because they have this sense of loyalty. But the thing is that the womanhood are loyal to the womanhood. See, the men are supposed to be respectful to the men. So you got trolls like that in the chat or whatever it is. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be loyal to the men, but whatever you want to chirp, cool. But the thing about it is that like, so you have the fear of the unknown and the fear of the disappointment of the modern woman, and also the ego saying, "Oh, well, these women are better over there, better over here in the States, right?" But the thing is, you don't know that. And whatever it is, like, whatever it is, like, as far as how the women are in the States or outside of the States, you don't know unless you go. There's 195 countries in this world. So why just be subjected to one? Why be subjected to one? And you want to know the crazy thing is that like they like for flights, me living in New York, do you know that it costs me more to fly to California than it would for me to fly to either Dominican Republic or Colombia or certain parts of Central and South America?
Yeah.
Right? Shoot, even going to Mexico, because even going to Mexico, which is right down there, I can get to Mexico easy. You know what I mean? So like, it's crazy. So that's the thing, yeah. And the thing is that like, see, for people who don't know me, you need to watch my channel because I'm all about Afro Latinas or whatever. But the thing is, I'm not gonna apologize for who I fell in love with. You want to call her Blanquita, whatever the case is, cool. But you know what? She held it down, and also there were other Afro Latinas that were in a position. She outplayed them. That's it. You get a position to the best player.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. I ain't selling out. I'm looking out. See, that's the thing. Get your level up, man. That's real game for you, man. Come on, man. This is Kings and Dreams, man. You're talking to a boss, man. Don't be a guppy.
We equal opportunity out here, man.
Man.
I shot them all, white, black, in between. I just end up marrying the one that was the best. That was the best option. She could have been. She could have been any shade, but it's just she just happened to be Afro-Colombian, but it could have been anybody else. So you know what I mean. So I get everybody got their viewpoints and stuff like that, but you know what I mean. We have a bigger issue against us just in the matrix. You know what I mean. Whether it's other black men that's not traveling, whether it's the system, the culture. So we got too many things against us. You know what I mean? So let's continue to support the movement, man. You know what I mean? Convince God. You know what I mean? Guys should get their passports. Some guys feel like that we are trying to force them to travel or shame them to travel. No, if you don't want to travel, by all means, don't travel. We're just putting the information out there, so you can't say nobody told you or you never knew about it. It's up to you what you want to do with that information.
Right.
But
I completely agree, brother. Hey, man. Again, thanks for having me, man. This is a great conversation, man. Great conversation, And we definitely got to do it again. I got to bring you on my channel, bro. That's what we got to do, man.
Oh yeah, anytime, man. Just let me know, man. Anytime, man. So appreciate you coming up, man. Just reach out whenever you want to do that.
Yes, sir. I got you, man. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. And make sure that you all subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram. And and if you want to have a conversation on my channel, you guys something that you really want to say, or if you just want to play in the chat and be cute, whatever, that's cool. But if you really want to be on my channel, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on my channel. It's right there for you to see. And you want to have a conversation, I'm all for it, man. We can all talk, but let's be men first and foremost. Stay purposeful. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm gonna put his channel. His channel is already in the stream, so I'll make sure that I'll double check, make sure it's in the description as well as the title. So check out Kings of Dreams, man. And your next live stream will be when?
Right. My next live stream is going to be Tuesday. Tuesday. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see. All right. So you didn't check my channel. Shut the fuck up then. Whole ass nigga. Anyway, sorry about that, man. But my next stream is going to be on Tuesday.
Come on, Neon. You cool, bro, but you can't disrespect my guest, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta respect.
It's gonna be Tuesday, James. Nah, but you know that's the thing, man. Dudes be hiding behind avatars. So like, if you really with it, then be with it. Like, stop talking, bro. If you don't like something, then click off. That's the thing especially with black men. We have this problem. We have this problem. We're always trying to shit.
Let it go, fam. Let it. We're gonna let it go, man.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? But I will address black men doing that to each other, though. You know what I mean? We always do that. Oh, you corny, you a coon, you pussy, and all that. You know what I mean? You know, that's feminine tendency, and I could tell you was raised by a single mom.
Hey man, I'm hands off, man. Y'all, you bring smoke to Kings, man. He gonna bring it back, man. No,
don't call me no coon, my G. You don't know me, dog. Don't ever call me no coon, bro.
Yeah, we can't be doing that. We can't be doing that, man.
Anyway, we good, bro. Thank you so much, though. I appreciate it, man. And we are all good, man.
All right, you said Tuesday you going live?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Okay.
You had two black parents. That don't mean that they was in the same. Yeah, so they raised you like a bitch, huh? Whole ass nigga.
Appreciate the $5 super just TSG, man. Anytime, man.
Yes, sir.
Anytime,
Shout out to the panel, man. Cuz rattle, move on. No, I'm not rattle, but you know what the thing about it is that, like, yo, don't call people coons and stuff like that. Because you don't know, like, yo, I could find you in real life. Not saying me, but when people start talking mess like that on the internet, like, yo, like, people are very smart and very savvy. And people think that they could just say whatever it is that they want to say. Like, Passport Bros, a lot of these guys are in tech. Yeah. So, which means that they're tech savvy. So, which means that they can actually find out your personal information. So, when you start doing all that stuff, like, yo, pull up at your house or something, like, you know what I mean? Like, it could get real. I'm not saying I'm going to do that. What I am saying is that you keep doing stuff like that on people's platforms, don't be surprised you get a knock on your door and it be for real. Like, don't do that, man. Don't do that, because people got real lives.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to holler at them, man. That's on the characteristic, man. I don't know what triggered them, man. But anyway, man, we out, man. I gotta go. I'll see y'all Friday with the show with the Married Passport Bros Friday, man.
I'll definitely be tuning in for that one, man.
All right, cool, man. Peace out, brothers.
Yeah. Got the flight book, it's a library. I'm in the deal. Just took a flight to Bora and foreign cars like foreigners. Berry on her. Up in France, bitch, poncho. I been come to go so we going Paris tomorrow. Only Paris we carry, spin at the mall. We doing the same in Malone. My diamonds be saying, add some more change. That's the same alone. Dripping all the way from home and taking the wrong. Got the flight book, it's a library. We ain't flying solo. Tune in to the show. It's the Passport Bros. No excuse entertainment. Jay Slay on the show. Turn it up some more. It's the Passport Bros.